Picture this: a farmer's auction in Rustenburg, South Africa. The air is thick with anticipation as farmers gather to buy and sell their prized possessions. It's a scene of bustling activity, where the future of many livelihoods is decided. Tractors gleam under the sun, their polished surfaces reflecting the hopes and dreams of those who rely on them for their daily bread. Cows moo in the distance, a reminder of the pastoral life that sustains this community. But amidst the usual sounds of livestock and the chatter of bidders, a different voice emerges. It's a voice that cuts through the noise, demanding attention and sparking conversation. This is the voice of Julius Malema, leader of the economic freedom fighters, and he's here with a message that's shaking up South Africa. Share the land. It's a call that resonates deeply in a country still grappling with the legacies of apartheid and colonialism. That's the call echoing across the fields, a call for justice and equity in a land where the scars of history are still visible. Malema's presence at this predominantly white event is more than just a political appearance. It's a powerful symbol of the changing tides in South Africa's socio-political landscape. It's a challenge to the status quo, a bold statement that the time for change is now, and it's a conversation starter about the deep-rooted issues of land ownership and inequality that continue to shape South Africa. Malema didn't mince words, he spoke with conviction, addressing the crowd with a mix of empathy and urgency. He spoke directly to the farmers, acknowledging their anxieties but also reminding them of the historical injustices that underpin South Africa's land ownership patterns. He urged them to see beyond their immediate fears and consider the broader picture. He called for a new way forward, one built on sharing and understanding. A way that recognizes the pain of the past but also looks forward to a future where everyone can thrive. One where black and white South Africans can prosper together, working side by side to build a nation that truly belongs to all its people. Julius Malema, firebrand, revolutionary. Some call him a radical. Others, a voice for the voiceless. Love him or hate him, one thing's for sure. Malema knows how to make headlines. As the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, a political party known for its red overalls and fiery rhetoric, Malema has become a major force in South African politics. He's a champion for the dispossessed, a fierce critic of inequality, and a vocal advocate for economic justice. His message resonates strongly with many black South Africans who feel left behind in the post-apartheid era. Malema's call for land redistribution, often expressed in fiery speeches and controversial statements, has made him both a hero and a lightning rod for controversy. But beneath the fiery rhetoric, there's a deeper message. Malema, despite his often confrontational style, is ultimately calling for unity. He envisions a South Africa where black and white citizens can coexist and thrive together, sharing the country's wealth and resources equitably. The tension was already thick in the air. Malema's call for land sharing had sparked debate and division across South Africa. Then came Elon Musk's tweet, fanning the flames even higher. Musk, the South African-born tech billionaire, took to Twitter, now known as X, to launch a scathing attack on Malema. He called him an international criminal, referencing a controversial video from 2018, where Malema chanted, "Kill the Boer, kill the farmer." The video, widely circulated and condemned at the time, showed Malema leading a crowd in a chant that many interpreted as a call to violence against white farmers. Musk's tweet sent shockwaves through South Africa and beyond, further inflaming an already sensitive issue. It was a stark reminder of how deeply divided the country remains, even decades after the end of apartheid. Malema wasn't going to take Musk's accusation lying down. The fiery leader, known for his passionate speeches and unwavering stance on social justice, was quick to respond. He took to the stage, addressing his supporters with the same fervor that has made him a prominent figure in South African politics. He fired back, denying the accusations and clarifying the context of the 2018 video. Malema emphasized that the video in question had been taken out of context, a tactic often used to discredit political figures. He passionately defended his position, stating that the accusations were not only false but also a deliberate attempt to undermine his credibility. He explained that the video was manipulated, stitched together from two separate events to create a false narrative. This kind of digital manipulation, he argued, is a dangerous tool that can easily mislead the public and distort the truth. Malema called for greater scrutiny and critical thinking when consuming media, urging his followers to question the sources and motives behind such content. The chant, he insisted, was not a literal call to violence but a rallying cry against oppression, a symbolic expression of frustration with the slow pace of land reform. He explained that the chant has deep historical roots, originating from the struggle against apartheid. It is a powerful symbol of resistance and a call for justice, not a directive for violent action. He pointed out that the song, often sung at political rallies, had been declared as protected free speech by South African courts. This legal protection, he argued, underscores the importance of understanding the cultural and historical context of such expressions. Malema stressed that freedom of speech is a fundamental right, and that the court's rulings reflect the nuanced nature of political discourse in South Africa. He reminded the world that Nelson Mandela himself had been labeled a terrorist by some before he became a global icon of peace and reconciliation. This comparison, Malema suggested, highlights the often misunderstood and misrepresented nature of revolutionary figures. Mandela's journey from being vilified to being celebrated is a testament to the power of perseverance and the eventual triumph of justice. Malema's response was more than just a rebuttal to Musk's accusations. It was a broader commentary on the challenges faced by political leaders who dare to speak out against systemic injustices. His words resonated with many who feel that their voices are often marginalized or misrepresented in mainstream narratives. It was a powerful reminder of South Africa's complex history, a history where songs and symbols often carry layers of meaning and interpretation. Malema's speech served as a call to remember the struggles of the past and to continue fighting for a more just and equitable future. He urged his supporters to stay vigilant and to keep pushing for the changes that are necessary for true liberation. It highlighted the importance of context and nuance in a world often quick to judge and condemn. Malema's response was a plea for deeper understanding and empathy, a call to look beyond the surface and to appreciate the complexities of political and social issues. In a time where misinformation can spread rapidly, his message was a crucial reminder of the need for critical thinking and informed dialogue. Section 5. A seat at the table, Malema's message of coexistence. But Malema's message wasn't just about defending himself or rehashing the past. It was about looking forward, about envisioning a future where all South Africans, regardless of their race, could work together towards a common goal. He wanted to move beyond the historical grievances and focus on what could be achieved if everyone came together. He was at the auction for a reason, to engage directly with white farmers and offer a vision for the future. This wasn't just a symbolic gesture, it was a genuine attempt to bridge the gap that has long divided the nation. By being there, he was showing that dialogue and cooperation were possible, even in the most unlikely of places. He wanted to show them that he wasn't their enemy. He wanted to dispel the myths and fears that had built up over years of mistrust and misunderstanding. By extending a hand of friendship, he was making a powerful statement about the kind of future he envisioned for South Africa. He wanted to build bridges, not walls. This was more than just a metaphor, it was a call to action. He was urging everyone to look beyond their differences and find common ground. Building bridges meant creating opportunities for dialogue, understanding, and mutual respect. He sat with them, listened to their concerns, and shared his own. This wasn't a one-sided conversation, it was a genuine exchange of ideas and perspectives. By listening, he was showing that he valued their input and was willing to consider their viewpoints. He acknowledged the fears and anxieties that many white farmers feel in the face of calls for land expropriation. He didn't dismiss their concerns. Instead, he addressed them head-on. He understood that these fears were real and needed to be taken seriously, but he also emphasized that he didn't want to chase them away. He wanted to reassure them that their place in South Africa was secure. He wanted them to feel that they were an integral part of the country's future. He wanted them to be part of building a new South Africa, one where everyone has a stake. This was about creating a shared vision for the future, one where everyone could contribute and benefit. It was about inclusivity and collaboration. His message was simple yet profound. South Africa is the best place for both black and white people to coexist. This wasn't just an idealistic vision, it was a practical roadmap for the future. He believed that by working together, South Africans could overcome their differences and build a better country for all. But we need to learn to share. Sharing wasn't just about resources, it was about sharing responsibilities, opportunities, and the benefits of progress. It was about creating a society where everyone felt valued and included. It was a message of hope, a call for unity, and a reminder that South Africa's future depends on finding common ground. By coming together, listening to each other, and working towards a shared vision, South Africans could build a brighter, more inclusive future for everyone. The real struggle in South Africa is not simply a fight between different racial groups. It is a complex battle for equality, justice, and human dignity. The people are striving for a society where everyone can live freely and equally, without discrimination or oppression. The path forward requires robust engagement, not a race war. South Africans must come together to address their shared challenges. It's about building bridges, fostering dialogue, and working towards common goals. Only through unity and mutual understanding can lasting peace and prosperity be achieved. Despite facing numerous internal challenges, the spirit of the South African people remains unwavering. They are resilient and determined to overcome obstacles. The journey is tough, but their commitment to a better future is unshakable. This enduring spirit is the true strength of the nation. Sharing and reconciliation are key to healing the wounds of the past. By acknowledging the pain and suffering endured, and by working together, South Africans can build a more inclusive and harmonious society. It's about creating a new chapter based on mutual respect and understanding, paving the way for a brighter future for all.